Hi, second graders. So today we're going to look at some story problems and we're going to talk about how do I know what to do? So today we're really going to focus on when we read a story problem, how do we think about that story problem so we know if we're adding or subtracting? For all of these story problems, you're going to notice that the numbers have been taken out. So there are a couple different story problems that we're going to look at today. The first type of story problem has an action or a clue in it. So some examples of story problems with actions or clues might be Bob has blank trucks and his mom gave him more trucks. If we see in that problem, Bob is getting more trucks. That's the action, is that he's getting more trucks. So that would be an addition problem. Another problem that would have an action or clue, Sarah has blank stickers and then she gave blank stickers to her sister. That has a clear action. Sarah is giving stickers to her sister. So that would be subtraction for us to find out how many stickers Sarah has left. With our problems that have actions or clues, these are sometimes the easier problems for us to solve. That's maybe if someone has cookies and they're eating some cookies or they're making more cookies. It's very easy for us to tell if their cookies are being added or if they're having some cookies taken away. Another type of problem are comparing problems. These are a little bit trickier. So an example of a comparing problem would be John has blank trucks. Bob has blank trucks. How many more does Bob have? So comparing problems are a little bit trickier. As we can see in this comparing problem, John has trucks and Bob also has trucks. And John and Bob are not taking their trucks and putting them together, but they're also not taking their trucks and giving them away or having them break. So that is kind of confusing. What do we do here? Well, it's asking how many more trucks does Bob have? So with comparing problems, we're going to do subtraction. Another type of problem that we might come across is our part-whole problem. An example of part-whole is there are some cookies. Some cookies are chocolate chip and some are oatmeal. There are blank oatmeal. How many are chocolate chip? So with our part-whole problem, we can see that we are not taking any of the cookies and eating them, and we are not baking more cookies. We simply want to find out how many cookies are chocolate chip. So for this problem, it could be very easy for us to draw a strip diagram. Our whole is the amount of cookies. Our parts would be the chocolate chip and the oatmeal. The chocolate chip and the oatmeal together, if I add those, they would add up to the total amount of cookies that were made. Let's look at a problem together. So remember, for these problems, the numbers have been taken out. The numbers are not important. This problem says, in the morning, blank people visit the park. In the afternoon, blank people visit the same park. How many people in all visit the park during the day? So let's think about that. Is there an action or clue? No, there is not an action or clue. We do not have people that were combining to the park. We don't have people leaving the park. We just know that people come to the park in the morning and in the afternoon. Is it comparing? No, this is not a comparing problem because it's saying how many people in all visit the park during the day. It is not saying how many more people visit the park in the morning than the afternoon. It is not asking us to compare. Okay, now let's think about part-whole. In the morning, people visit the park, and in the afternoon, people visit the park. How many people in all visit the park during the day? So the people visiting the park during the day, that would be our whole. The whole is the day, and the day is broken up into two parts, the morning and the afternoon. So this would be a part-whole problem. And now I need to ask myself, do I add or subtract if it is a part-whole problem? So with part-whole problems, do I know both of the parts or do I know the whole? So with this problem, I would probably add because I know in the morning the number of people who visit the park, and in the afternoon, I also know the number of people who visit the same park. So I would add those two together to find out how many people in all visit the park during the day. Let's do another problem together. So this problem says that Kroger has blank red apples. They also have blank green apples. How many more red apples than green apples do they have? Is there an action? No, there is not an action. We do not have people buying more apples. We do not have apples that are being taken away. Comparing, let's think. Kroger has, so we have red apples, we have green apples, and our question's asking how many more red apples than green apples do they have? Yes, this is a comparing problem where it says how many more. That's asking me to compare the red apples to the green apples. We know we have more red apples, but we want to know how many more. So this would not be a part whole because it is a comparing problem. And then I'm going to answer if I'm adding or subtracting. I'm going to subtract because in comparing problems, we solve it using subtraction. Now you're going to go solve some problems on your own. Remember, these are numberless word problems. So today we are not worried about adding or subtracting and using a strategy. Today we're just worried about figuring out what a story problem is asking us to do. Have a great day.